Hey, Turtle Club. Oof, I'm Mini again. What's going on? Oh, that's right. We're playing Miniland Adventure. It is the game by Imilkowski Dev and published by Gameparic, PlayWay S.A, Games Incubator. Currently, there is a preview available for free on Steam. And in a few days from the recording of this video, the game actually will be fully released. For Steam, the expectation is $10 on release from what the actual Discord has been telling us. And to be honest, I've played this a lot before I decided to start recording it, to kind of get a feel for it, to be able to kind of show off what we're able to do in the game and how this all goes. And my threshold, of course, is always like $1 an hour. I definitely think you can get 10 hours of gameplay out of this. Especially with the replayability, because this is very much in essence a roguelike, and how every gameplay you game through is different, and that is and every game day at the very beginning of the game has some new stuff kind of thrown out there for you. Now, last we left off, it was about to become day 2, so later that day, as they say in some of the online comics that I read, we are going to start adventuring here and see what we have. One thing I do want to show off as we get into the beginning here is that there is 2 things, option-wise, that are kind of cool. Achievements, first and foremost. And we've got, we've got a little minor kind of tweak about the achievements. Now, game, as you can tell, isn't super graphically demanding, right? And so I've managed to play this on 3 different computers. One of them a very low-end build with an MX 970, and one of them with a high-end build with a our main computer here with the 1060, and we have one of the TI cards, another build. So it's definitely good for a lot of computers. But one thing is, these achievements, from what I can tell, they are PC based for now. Now, I'm sure that's just an oversight. The game is being built and added to all the time. So building, time to furnish, furniture table, time to build a house. These things clearly, one would think that I've done in other playthroughs. I've definitely done some of the exploration in other playthroughs. So that kind of stuff, is a bit of an issue. But if you're an achievement hunter, they do track. And they absolutely track on your Steam profile. I'm not sure why they don't download to the game, but that's something for them to explore a little bit. The other thing to show is this tutorial book. So this can be actually opened in the game just by hitting T, and it will show you your basic stuff that we already went through with episode 1 for the most part. So H for your achievements, T for tutorial, how to move items, how to click, how to drop, the space bar, and we've not done creative mode, but because I personally don't think in a single player game like this that creative mode is really where we want to be at on it. But let's see here, this will start telling you some of the other things in the game, world expansion. And just every little detail in here as nice little kind of how everything works. So yeah, 9 is when monsters spawn. So beds, we're going to get there as we build our base out a little bit. And just just way crafting work, smelting, farming, and goblins. Those are so cool. And a little bit on the annoying side, but we'll get there when that kind of comes up. So we have run out of stone, if you remember last episode. So we definitely want to focus on trying to get stone today. But the other thing that we want to do is we have these sheep over here, right? And we know that there are monsters coming because the game has told us that there are monsters coming. So far, one of the main monsters is us because we killed a sheep, but we needed the food. So we're actually going to start building some fencing here, and for our pen. Now, normally the pen needs to be able to hold a 4x4 area, from what for sanity reasons, for me at least. And so what I've been doing is 16 of these. As you can tell, that's an awful lot. Right now we probably don't have exactly enough to make a pin, but we're going to try our best. So we're going to go here, starting off with this, And we need 16, and we need 2 gates is what I try for. So 16 planks plus, actually, I did really bad math. We need 20 minus 2, so we need 18 of these, which means we'll need 18 planks, and we'll need 2 more planks, which means we'll need a total of 22 planks. So we just start crafting planks until we get to 22, or we run out of wood. Alright, and so we still have plenty, which is great. We've not been using the smelter a whole lot, so we should be good. So 22 planks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then after that, we're going to make 2 gates. And now we have all of that we need here. And we'll notice that day 1 is just about finished. It's just about done. So we're going to grab this wooden fence. We're going to grab that. And we're probably going to want some torches. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some charcoal. And we should be able to make 4. I'll let that burn. And that's the next thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to make some tools. Specifically, we're going to need to make a stone axe and a stone pickaxe once we have access to more stone. I love how the little animations work on this guy. Look, he's just juggling a sword. Juggle, 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 juggle. Alright, so new cards have become available. So when the day rolls over, we will have available to us several things. Now, we do know we need stone, so we're going to grab stone as our choice card. We also get dealt a random set of cards. So that's what makes this game very roguelike. You're never going to be able to play the game the same way twice in a row. Some people may not like that. I, for one, think it's kind of neat. I think it adds some interest to the game. So we do need to be able to make sure that we have enough space for our base. So for that, we're going to do 1, stone. We're going to build stone here, and stone here, stone here, and stone here. And then we're going to take the redwood and build redwood, 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 redwood. And you can see, mind blown, right? Here we got goats. Goats are different from sheep. They require different things. Now, speaking of things, we need to go over here and water our stuff. Water some radish eye. The trees don't need water. Now, thankfully, in each biome that you get into, you will be able to see roughly what it is that the animal needs. Goats here are going to need asparagus. And we need, as we know already, stone. So we're going to start harvesting some stone. And this is going to be mostly what we're going to be doing in Ep2. Now, the first thing, like I said, every single day we're going to kind of discover something new. Every episode we're going to discover new stuff. And so today's episode, the discovery was goats. Well, that's one piece, right? But the other piece is the fact that we are going to be dealt cards every morning. And we're going to get a choice for some cards. Now, that's kind of cool, I think. In most survival crafting games, right, like Ark or Grounded, which was an amazing game, love that. Dreamlight Valley, not exactly survival crafting, but it is crafting, right? In those games, when you run out of resources, you kind of are at the whim of the game. In this particular game, though, when you run out of resources, if you can survive to the next day, you're going to be able to choose whatever resource you want. And that kind of really helps the longevity of the game. Now, one thing also that we can do here is we can go to our tools, and now we can actually grab a pickaxe, and we can get us a stone axe, so we can start doing some better harvesting. Now, these have, for the most part, when you do some harvesting, it takes a little less time, and you get a little bit more resources for stone. And as you go up the tiers, you're going to get more and more and more. that's the expectation in games like this, right? You get in like Ark, you have the primitive stone axe and the primitive metal stone pick, and you get to the metal, and eventually you get to like tech level stuff, and you wind up making life so much easier. Like every other survival crafting game, that's the name of the game here, guys. And we're just getting all of our stone at the moment. Now, one thing I do want to make note of, and something else that you kind of will discover, usually in a kind of a, I don't want to use the word rude, but rude. It's usually like any other survival crafting game. Eventually, something that you're using is going to break on you. In this game, you can see at the bottom that our stone axe has some life points. And eventually it's going to snap on us. And that's just the name of the game. Once that happens, we have to build a new one. And that's fine. That's the ebb and the flow of this. The watering can, though, that's pretty important. If you notice, it's just got a sliver of life left. We're going to get to a point to where we're not going to be able to use any more radishes. We're not going to be able to plant any more radishes. So we're going to have to get to a point to where soon, very soon, we're going to need to be able to get to where we can actually make a watering can. And that's saying a whole lot in this game. Because to be able to get to the watering can, you need to be able to get some more important kind of stuff. We're almost out of stone. Now, one thing I do want to note is, unlike other survival crafting games, each tool has kind of its own purpose. See this pickaxe? Pickaxe is totally used for breaking stone. It's not used for breaking trees. It's not used for attacking animals. I do like that because the AI... Whoops, we want to go and switch over to our axe. And then we also want to switch over to our food because we are about to be starving, which we can't have. So we're going to use our axe. Chop down these trees. And here's where things get really kind of interesting. Look at the dark log. That's a different kind of wood. And it has its own kind of crafting stuff. When we get to the furniture stuff, it becomes very interesting and impressive, the amount of things that you can wind up using different types of woods for. Alright, so we are here grabbing all the stuff we can. And, you know, like other survival crafting games that we have played, we are totally just being a little locust, going through here, grabbing all the materials we need, and trying to just best plan and plot out our build. Now, thankfully, one of the things I want to point out, again, I've played this a lot. It's been super fun, and it's just short. I like the fact that I can just jump in, play for about a days of game, and just kind of focus mentally on, you know, playing a little bit differently. Bum, bum, bum. The artwork, again, very minimalist. Very, what you could say is basic. Speaking of crafting, we do need a storage chest, which we can get here. We need some planks, so let's do plank. Storage chest, alright. And at this point, we also need to go over to our carpentry, and we need to build the rest of our stone tiles. We need 5, 10, 16, 17 tiles still. So we're going to go boop, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And we are, again, we're very much still, I wouldn't say we're a pro at this game by far, but we are learning various things as we play through each time. Strategies that work, strategies that don't work. I, for one, really do enjoy a very simple design for our base. First time we did this, we realized we can't place the floor underneath things, and so we're like, what do we do? Well, like any other game, you just destroy the thing, like in Minecraft, so you can get it back. Very important to use the sharp stone, though. The sharp stone, super good, super useful, and very much going to destroy things without destroying them. A lot of these items, if you destroy them and break them down, and you use certain tools, they can wind up being less than favorably done. So we're going to go and put down our carpenter table right here. Grab our forge. Put our forge down. Grab our tools bench. Oh, the charcoal came out of the... Okay. That's something else that you want to know. If you're curious about it, yes. When you destroy things, you do get some of the stuff back that was in it. But one thing I do want to point out on the forge is if you destroy the forge and you have been using a fire source in said forge, you unfortunately lose that fire source. So like the logs we put in, if we didn't do an exact number and then we found that we needed to move our forge, we would have been out of luck, unfortunately. I've had several playthroughs where I forgot that, and it has not been the best thing at all. And unfortunately, kind of was like, whoops, and that's all she wrote. Alright, so we're going to go back to our little crafting area. Now, we did the Monsters Are Gathering for day 4. Every time that shows up, it reminds you that you have to get ready for things. And they're coming whether or not you're ready for them, whether or not you're ready to fight them. And I think it's kind of neat, personally. It's a little terrifying, but not horribly so. So torches, we're going to build 4 of those, so I can show you guys how this looks. The torches provide ambient light source, and I wish you could put one in the middle, but you cannot place anything in the middle. I've yet to actually have a gameplay where I've died or been destroyed by encroaching forces. And I think that this middle spot is probably just our spawn spot, and that's the reason why you can't build there. So here we are going to build some stone walls. You can see that stone walls are expensive. We're only going to be able to build 8. So we're going to build all 8 of those. Did I do bad math again? That's fine. I'm fine with bad math. So we're going to build wall, 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 wall. And then I'm going to do... Let's not do what I did in one playthrough and I actually just walled myself in. Alright, so you can see how the base is starting to be shaped, how it's going to be formed. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay down our gate and our fencing. So fencing, fencing, fencing. Go, you are almost all the way in the way, buddy. Fencing, fencing. Alright, and... Oh, that's right, that's right. We can go out a couple more rows, which we will once we build out. So here is, whoops, again, use your tool, get your thing back, and place, and the way gates and doors work is you right click on them and they open, you right click on them, they close. That's super awesome until you forget to close one, and then things just go a little sideways. Alright. So, dark wood, just like regular wood, except for what's interesting is you can't make sticks with it. You're always going to need standard planks. And while that's neat, it's also irritating. Alright, so here we go. We make 2 dark wood doors. We're going to grab them right there. Place our dark wood door. Place our dark wood door. And they too just work like gates. What's interesting is when they're open, there is no clipping. So just having an open door is just that, it's an open door. Alright, so here we have storage. We're going to keep our asparagus in there. Our acorns we need to go plant. We are getting hungry again, so as we have done before, we will go and butcher something. In this case, we're going to butcher a goat. And we got some leather, and we got some raw goat meat. We go here. We're going to look for the goat recipe. Boom, boom. And it takes 3 fire as well, so 1 fire, 2 fire. Or 1 log, 2 logs. And we are almost to the end of this day as well, so we're going to grab our cup. And we're going to, once again, game the system. And you can see we're taking some health damage. And so one thing I want you guys to be able to see at the end of this day here is when we grab our food and we eat our food, it fills our health back. So this has all been day 2. One last little piece of something that we are going to make is in our furniture bench. You'll notice we have a chair. Where is it? Where's the bed? Where's the bed? I know we had a bed. I know the goblin bed, but it's not really what we want. There it is. Duh. We still need more wool. We do not have enough wool to make a bed. That's what I was worried about when we spawned with 0 sheep. So, we do know that we have 2 more sheep. We need more radishes so we can get some more sheep, and we'll be able to get the wool out for that. The bed basically just lets you time skip, so that's not too horrible. We also need some sheep so we can start making some rope, and so we can make a lasso eventually. But we are absolutely at the end of this episode, Turtle Club. I'm going to have myself a good morning. Actually, well, a good night, rather. But you guys have a good breakfast, a good lunch, a good dinner, whatever you're about to do, Turtle Club. Stay safe, wash your hands, and as always, have a good one. Take care and thanks for watching.